Some guests today that I would love to introduce to you. These are dear friends of ours. You guys have probably heard a lot. If you've been here at Trinity for any length of time, you have probably heard about Casa De Esperanza. Every year, through Grace Partnership, we go and we visit Casa De Esperanza. To tell you the truth, I've been to several places, several homes and orphanages, and I have never experienced what I have experienced at Casa de Esperanza. There's no place on earth like Casa de Esperanza. So this morning we have the joy of having with us Fidel and Charito, who I would like to invite to come up here. They are friends who are dear to our hearts, and I would like you to hear from them for a minute. Then we're going to show a video, and then we'll keep going. But Charito.
Good morning. God bless you. Dios los bendiga.
God bless you.
Yeah. Nosotros hemos venido para contarles un poquito más de lo que Dios está haciendo en Bolivia.
We came this morning to tell you a little bit more about what God is doing in Bolivia.
Quiero contarles un porcentaje de otros hogares.
I want to tell you that a percentage of other homes.
En Bolivia, un 93% que niños salen de otros hogares.
93% of children that leave the homes, other homes in Bolivia,
vuelven al alcohol, a las drogas.
They turn to alcohol and drugs.
En nuestro hogar,
in our home,
los jóvenes que salen, muchos, casi 100 jóvenes ya han salido.
The people that grow out of our home, about 100 of them who have left.
Ahora son profesionales, tienen sus familias.
They're now professionals and they have their own families.
Son personas de bien en la sociedad.
And they are good citizens.
Y Dios es bueno con nuestro hogar.
And God has been good with our home.
Yeah.
Es uno de los mejores hogares en Bolivia.
Our home is one of the best homes in Bolivia.
Y ahora queremos contarles el propósito, un ministerio más con el cual estamos viajando.
And now I want to share with you guys about another ministry opportunity that we'll be traveling with.
Voy a contarles un testimonio de lo que nos ha pasado.
I want to tell you a testimony of what has happened.
Va a ser cronológicamente como ha sucedido.
And I will describe it chronologically how it happened.
Hace 6 años, cuando visitamos una iglesia en Orlando,
6 years ago, when we visited a church in Orlando,
en un almuerzo unos hermanos oraron por nosotros.
During one of the lunch hours, some friends prayed for us.
Y Dios nos dio una profecía.
And the Lord spoke to us.
Que deberíamos replicar Casa de Esperanza en Bolivia.
The brothers felt the impression that God was saying that we needed to replicate what God was doing in Casa Esperanza in Bolivia.
Recibimos esa palabra con fe, pero con mucho temor.
We welcomed that word with a lot of faith, but also a lot of fear.
Sustentar un hogar es ya bien difícil para nosotros.
To take care of a home is already a lot of work. It's very difficult for us.
Hacer otro hogar más es ya muy difícil.
Starting a new one is very difficult.
Entonces guardamos la palabra en nuestro corazón.
So we received that word in our hearts.
Y estaba ahí.
And it was there.
Hace 5 meses,
5 months ago,
teníamos una vacación con Charito.
Charito and I were going on vacation.
Por nuestros 35 años de matrimonio.
We were celebrating our 35th anniversary, wedding anniversary.
Gracias. Estábamos viajando hacia el Uruguay en motocicleta.
We were riding our motorcycle towards Uruguay.
Pero el segundo día de nuestro viaje tuvimos un accidente.
But on the second day of our trip, we had an accident.
Muy fuerte.
A very difficult accident.
Íbamos a 80 millas por hora y un animal se nos cruzó.
We were riding about 80 miles an hour and an animal ran in front of us.
Salimos disparados 80 metros literalmente.
We flew in the air for literally 80 meters.
Nuestros trajes se destruyeron.
Our protection got destroyed.
La moto le aplastó la espalda a Charo.
The motorcycle landed on Charo's back.
Pero pese a la magnitud del accidente, nuestras lesiones fueron muy leves.
But despite the magnitude of the accident, our injuries were very small.
A tal punto que en el hospital nos tuvieron como media hora y nos mandaron al hotel.
To the point that we went to the hospital and after 30 minutes they sent us to our hotel.
Entonces, nosotros pero sabíamos que deberíamos estar muertos.
So we know we should have been dead.
Ya en la casa orando con Charo le dijimos a Dios.
When we got home, we were praying with Charo and we said to the Lord,
Señor, ¿por qué nos has guardado con vida?
Lord, why have you kept our lives?
Vamos a seguir viviendo trabajando como trabajamos.
We will continue to work as we have.
Dios nos recordó la palabra.
And the Lord reminded us of the word He has
¿Y
sent
el
to us.
nuevo hogar?
And what about the new home?
Entonces, tomó nuevamente vida ese hogar, esa palabra, esa profecía.
So that idea took a new life.
Pero como les dije, es difícil para nosotros.
But as I said, it's a little difficult for us.
En el verano pasado
Last summer,
llegó un equipo de Grace Partnership con
one of the
Cristian.
Grace Partnership teams with Christian came to
Ahí
Casa.
llegó un hermano Douglas.
There was a brother, his name is Douglas, that came with us.
Después de conocer el trabajo por primera vez, conoció a nuestros niños.
And after seeing our work for the first time,
Me aparta a un lado y me dice, ¿por qué no haces otro hogar?
he pulled me to the side and he said, "Why don't you start another home?"
Y yo le digo, es difícil,
And I told him it's very difficult.
pero tu hogar es diferente.
And he said, but this home is just very different.
Sí.
And I said, yes, it is.
Se vinieron, tras de ellos llegó otro hogar de otro equipo de Suiza, 6 hermanos por primera vez.
After they left, a team from Switzerland came to visit for the first time.
Y otro hermano, después de trabajar entre los niños, también me habló aparte.
And after spending some time with the children, this other brother pulled me to the side as well.
En Suiza viajamos en muchas misiones a hogares del África, dice.
And he said, in Switzerland, we have the opportunity to visit a lot of homes in Africa.
Su hogar de ustedes es diferente.
But this home is just very different.
¿Por qué no haces otro hogar?
Why don't you start a new home?
Yo digo, Señor, o sea, es difícil, pero...
And I said, Lord, this is very difficult, but...
Entonces hablamos con Charo y decimos, Charo, o sea, creo que es tiempo de caminar.
Charo and I talked
fe.
about it, and we decided it's time to start walking in faith.
A las 2 semanas, Samaritan Purse, una organización, se cerró en Bolivia, parte de la organización.
2 weeks later, Samaritan Spurs reached out to us.
Ellos examinaron a dónde donar sus activos fijos a organizaciones serias
They were deciding who to donate some other things,
y nos donaron 2 camionetas y 5 motocicletas.
and they gave us 2 pickup trucks and 5 motorcycles.
Amén, gloria a Dios. Para nosotros era mucho auto.
For us, that was a lot of cars.
Y nosotros dijimos, Dios no da las cosas para guardar.
And we said, God doesn't just give us things for us to store.
Tratamos de tapar con techos para que el sol no los dañe.
So we had to put like a little extra ceiling or in order to cover them so that they don't get damaged by the sun.
Y dijimos con Charo, creo que es tiempo de caminar por fe.
And we said, I think it's time that we walk in faith.
Conocemos una región en Bolivia, la parte del Beni.
There's this region in Bolivia, it's called El Beni.
Es una región tropical
It's a tropical region,
con muchas culturas indígenas,
and they have many indigenous cultures.
mucha necesidad.
There's a lot of need.
Entonces fuimos en dirección a ese lugar para explorar.
And so we decided to go towards that region to explore.
Ya en la camioneta nos ponemos una prédica sobre fe para animarnos nosotros.
And so as we were driving there, we were listening to this sermon on faith to, hype ourselves up.
Terminó la prédica y en silencio manejando,
And after the sermon was over, we were driving,
y de pronto yo recibo una imagen en mi cabeza que nuestro hogar debería ser en un pueblo pequeño con un colegio.
and all of a sudden I got this idea that our new home should be in a small town, and it should also have a school.
Hasta eso no había pensado en nada de eso yo.
I hadn't even thought about anything like that.
Y le digo a Charo, Charo, tengo una imagen en mi mente de que nuestro hogar debería ser en un pueblo alejado con colegio.
And I told Charo, I have this weird idea that we should have our little home in a small town with a school in it.
Y Charo me dice, yo tengo el mismo pensamiento ahorita.
And Charo said, I was thinking the same thing.
Entonces, llegamos a la primera comunidad, teníamos que visitar 3 pueblos grandes para ver la necesidad.
So we were planning on visiting 3 different towns in order to see the need.
Llegamos al primero de noche.
We arrived to the first one at night.
Al día siguiente fuimos a la oficina de la Defensoría del Niño a reunirnos con la encargada
And then the next day we went to the office, kind of like a DCF kind of thing,
para preguntar la necesidad que tienen ellos.
to assess the needs.
Ella nos dicen que falta 10 minutos para que llegue ella y que esperemos.
And we had to wait for a minute, for 5 to 10 minutes.
Estamos esperando allá afuera con Charo y llega un mensaje a mi WhatsApp.
And as we were waiting for this person, I received a message through WhatsApp.
Y es una hermana de Carolina del Norte
And it's a sister from North Carolina.
que dice, tío Fidel, aquí hay un hermano que pregunta, ¿cuándo vas a construir un nuevo hogar? Porque quiere apoyar.
That said, Uncle Fidel, when are you opening a new home? Because there's this brother that really wants to support a new home.
Le digo, hermana, estoy ahorita para hablar con alguien que tal vez hay necesidad aquí. Le mando captura del lugar, de Google Maps, y que digo, ore por este lugar.
And so I said to her, listen, I'm literally about to talk to someone about this. So I took a snapshot of Google Maps and I sent it to her, just pray for this place.
Y llega la señora, entramos a la oficina,
The lady comes in, we go into her office.
y le decimos nuestra intención. Somos cristianos, tenemos un hogar en Caranavi y Dios ha puesto en nuestro corazón que tenemos que abrir un nuevo hogar en esta región, pero estamos explorando 3 pueblos. Uno de ustedes son ustedes.
And I told her our intentions. We said we are a Christian home from Caranavi, and we want to start. We're looking at this region. We're going to look at 3 different towns to see where we can start one.
La señora nos mira y dice, no puede ser.
And she looked at us and she said, that can't be true.
Anoche a las 12 de la noche,
Last night at midnight,
yo tenía 4 niños.
I had 4 children with me,
No sabía dónde dejarlos.
and I had no idea where to take them.
Y me he arrodillado y llorando le dije a Dios,
And I got on my knees and crying, I said to God,
Señor, ¿cuándo vas a abrir un nuevo hogar aquí, San
and I prayed,
Borja?
Lord, when are you going to bring a home here to San Borja?
Y ustedes vienen ahora a primera hora diciendo que quieren abrir un hogar.
And this very morning, the first people I see, it's you guys telling me you guys want to open a home.
Ustedes son la respuesta a mis oraciones.
You guys are the answer to our prayer.
No vayan a otro lugar.
Please don't go anywhere else.
La necesidad es grande en esta
The
región.
need in this region is huge.
Antes no podíamos juzgar a los comunarios indígenas.
Before, we had no authority over the indigenous peoples,
Ahora las leyes cambiaron y sí podemos juzgar sus delitos.
but now the law has changed, so we get to legislate.
Y nos dice, ahora las señoras indígenas vienen a denunciar violaciones en serie.
And so the indigenous women are now denouncing all the serial rape and abuse.
La mayoría de las niñas son abusadas
The
sexualmente,
majority of the children of the little girls are abused.
se embarazan
They get pregnant,
y las hacen abortar una y otra vez.
and over and over, they make them.
Lamentablemente, de tanto aborto, cuando están en edad de formar familia,
This happens so often that whenever they get to an age to start a family,
ya no pueden.
they are unable to have kids.
Fueron dañadas. Y ahora lo que hacen,
And so now what they do
siguen abusando de las niñas,
is they continue to abuse these
dejan
girls.
que termine el proceso de embarazo
They allow them to go through with the pregnancy,
y los matan a los niños.
and then they take care of the kids.
Por favor, no vayan a otro lugar.
She said, please don't go anywhere else.
Nosotros dijimos, ok, vamos a buscar, necesitamos un terreno grande,
And we said, okay, we need to look for a place.
por
We
lo
need a big
menos
piece of land.
25 acres.
It needs to be at least 25 acres.
Y le dije, no tenemos dinero para comprar.
And I told her we have no money to buy.
Podemos dar algo simbólicamente,
Maybe we can give like a little something,
pero no vamos a pagar por un terreno porque hay que construir casas y hay que conseguir dinero para construir.
but we don't have the means to buy a piece of land, especially because we then will have to build.
Ok, a buscar
And so she said, okay, let's look.
los terrenos muy caros porque es una zona de ganadera.
The land is very expensive because there's a lot of cattle there.
Cientos de miles de dólares por un terreno.
Like each piece of land is hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Y estamos preguntando con Charo hasta que encontramos una comunidad cristiana que se llama Galilea.
So we started looking and we found this Christian community that's called Galilee.
Y hablamos con los hermanos, con las autoridades,
And we talked to the authorities there.
y les decimos nuestra intención de formar un hogar, y no por la necesidad. Y ellos dicen, aquí hay harta necesidad.
And so we told them our intentions, and they said, hey, there's a lot of need here.
Y nos dice, nosotros vamos a donar los 25 acres para que construyan el hogar.
And so they said, we will donate the 25 acres for you guys to build this home.
Entonces fue un gran milagro.
And it was a huge miracle.
En 2 días la comunidad se va a reunir.
Tomorrow, yo creo que es mañana, ¿no?
O mañana 6, sí.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, November 6th.
Para hacer un documento oficial dando a Casa de Esperanza los 25 acres.
The whole community is gathering with the notary to donate the piece of land to Casa De Esperanza.
Sí. Nosotros les dijimos a los hermanos allá que estamos viajando a Estados Unidos, eso era hace como 3 semanas,
So this happened 3 weeks ago, so we told them we'll be traveling.
a levantar fondos para empezar con las construcciones de las
We
casas.
told them we would be here in the U.S. to raise some funds so that we could actually start a construction.
Entonces, Hermanos, hay mucha necesidad.
So brothers and sisters, there's a lot of need.
Ustedes son hace años parte de Casa de Esperanza.
And you guys have been part of Casa De Esperanza for many years.
Han ido varios equipos y han enviado donaciones allá.
Many of you guys have come visited and you guys have all sent donations there.
Casa de Esperanza ahora tiene 3 ministerios.
Casa De Esperanza now has 3 ministries.
Padrinos para los niños del hogar.
We need sponsors for the children at the home.
Soporte para la segunda fase donde los jóvenes salen a estudiar.
We need financial support for the second phase where kids that are grow the home now go to school.
Y ahora la construcción de este nuevo hogar.
And now we have this third opportunity to build this new home.
Les pedimos que oren.
And so we just say, would you guys pray?
Tenemos un video corto
We have a short little video
donde muestra el trabajo de Casa de Esperanza.
that shows the work of Casa De Esperanza.
Son algunas historias.
There are a couple of stories,
Ya han salido más de 100 jóvenes.
and more than 100 people, or more than 100 kids have left our home.
Para Casa de Esperanza llegan pequeños, crecen y los acompañamos hasta que sean profesionales o se casen.
These kids come to Casa from a very young age. They grow up with us, and we help them walk for them to become
Y al
professionals.
final está la última parte donde mostramos los niños indígenas
And then towards the end of the video, you will see some of the indigenous children
de la comunidad Chimán.
from the community, the Chiman community,
Es con ellos con quienes vamos a trabajar.
and that's the community that we'll be working with.
Solo decirles que nos estamos moviendo por fe.
And I just wanted to share that we're taking steps like in faith.
Sí, y creemos que lo que es imposible para el hombre
And we believe that what is impossible for
es
man
posible para
is
Dios.
possible for God.
Dios los bendiga
God
mucho.
bless you.
Gracias.